Take a deep breath in. And on the outward breath, that's it, with your eyes closed, just release that breath. And as you exhale, just get a sense that tension, stress, anxiety is leaving your body in your outward breath. Breathing in a resourceful feeling of relaxation and just giving permission to yourself to allow tension to leave your body in your outward breath, enabling you to go deeper and deeper, relaxed. Your brain already knows how to go into a relaxing place where changes can take place. But sometimes it's easier to imagine a physical place to represent that place in your mind. So I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a place of tranquility. It could be a beach, a lake, a forest, somewhere for you that feels like it would be deeply relaxing. Imagine that you're there, and imagine that you're breathing in refreshing, pure, relaxing air. As that air goes in through your nose, feel your body like its batteries are being charged, that it's rejuvenating you. And I want you to get a sense that as you exhale, you can almost see the tension, stress, and anxiety leaving your body in that outward breath, enabling you to go deeper and deeper, relaxed. I want you to imagine that somewhere nearby is a workshop, a futuristic workshop. Maybe you're thinking of a James Bond style laboratory with gadgets and tools, or maybe where Iron Man had his suit built. But just use the power of your imagination to imagine a futuristic form of technology that can enable you to make changes. Imagine walking into this workshop, laboratory, whatever it might be, and seeing all kinds of gadgets and technology all around you. I want you to imagine that there is a piece of jewelry somewhere in this workshop, and I want you to imagine a scientist is there explaining that this piece of jewelry, whenever you think about it or touch it, activates high levels of self-confidence. They say it acts in the same way that alcohol boosts your confidence, but without any alcohol and without any feelings of anything negative taking place. I want you to get a sense that as you touch this, you can feel that being unlocked within you. That's right. Feeling deeper and deeper relaxed. and feel that sense of confidence expanding right from your solar plexus out to your chest, your heart. Feel that sense of self-confidence. And then the scientist shows you a different gadget. This is something that is now implanted under your skin. Imagine nanotechnology, almost like an invisible suit of armor. The scientist calls this Teflon skin. And he says that this will make you able to withstand any form of unuseful negative emotions coming from the outside. Whatever the natural feeling would be, it dilutes it by 99%. So if something awkward happens, it protects you from feelings of shame, embarrassment, like an invisible suit of armor. I want you to get a sense that wearing this means that you would feel almost invincible going into any social interaction. There, in this laboratory, a big screen appears, like a mini cinema screen, and you can now see yourself in a future social interaction where you've unlocked that incredible feeling of self-confidence that comes from touching that piece of jewelry, and that I want you to see in this interaction that something awkward happens and you're completely immune from any shame, embarrassment, or awkwardness. Your facial expression doesn't change. Your breathing doesn't change. There's no anxiety whatsoever. It leaves you with a feeling that not everything you say is going to be perfect, but it doesn't need to be. Giving you a sense of confidence that you can handle all different situations and see yourself on that screen handling those situations well. The fact that you have that self-confidence and you have the feeling of being protected means that you hardly ever need to use it, because you know you're safe. You feel more relaxed in these social situations, and therefore anything embarrassing is very unlikely to happen anyway. But then something awkward does happen. And just notice that you look completely unfazed. You accept that these things can happen. You're just not bothered by it. Completely unfazed, like water off a duck's back. Not bothered at all. Any shame, any embarrassment, it just can't stick to you. Just slides off your skin like Teflon. And then imagine after the event, you have the ability to replay that moment in your mind, and there's one final gadget that this scientist gives you. The ability to go back in time and make it as you wanted it, like Groundhog Day. I want you to imagine this little gadget you have in your hand takes the same moment, reverses time, and you see yourself on that screen saying what you would have wanted to have said, doing what you would have wanted to have done, therefore giving you the ability to be unfazed by awkwardness, mistakes, and embarrassment, but equally with the ability to replay that moment again and again until you see yourself doing it exactly as you would want to have done it. changing the memory in your mind, but more importantly, priming your brain to do more of what's helpful and useful in the future and less of what's less desirable. Then you get the best of both worlds. Unfazed by awkwardness and anxiety, but still able to extract all the wisdom and lessons that come to enable you to be more and more socially capable, more and more socially confident, and then each moment feeds on itself. When things don't go to plan, it's a learning opportunity, and when they do, it recharges that feeling of self-confidence, so that at some point in the future you don't even need to touch that piece of jewelry because the confidence is just already there. And then finally, look up on this screen and see how things develop over the next few weeks and months as your confidence increases. See yourself perhaps doing things maybe virtually in the first instance, doing things that boost those communication skills and listening skills. See the future carry on, and then see real life interactions, networking, speaking to people you've never met before. See yourself in one-to-one interactions and see it going well, that you're immune from not just awkwardness, but feelings of criticism, that your confidence is so high, you don't allow people to talk down to you or be rude to you. Just don't accept it. That could be from a look or a comment, or just the energy that you project. That respect is the minimum standard. And then see yourself a year from now, brimming with confidence, never needing to use that Teflon skin, or never needing to use that jewelry that gives you self-confidence, because it's not required. You don't need it because you've got the ability to have that self-confidence coming from within. Imagine leaving that laboratory but taking those gadgets with you. These imaginary gadgets that actually do influence your emotional state, increasing self-confidence and preventing any intense feelings of embarrassment or shame. And even if things do creep through to give you a feeling that you don't like, you have this time machine to replay the memory again and again until you have it exactly as you want. Return to that place of tranquility, taking all of that insight, changes, and knowing that mistakes are important if you're a surgeon or if you're dealing with people's lives. But a mistake in a conversation with one or many people, in the big scheme of things, is insignificant. And the less value you place on it, the less you need to use that Teflon skin. Taking all those changes with you into the present, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that you're in your own physical body right now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken with positive changes having taken place, with the ability and the desire to increase your social interactions, either virtually or in real life. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.